Welcome to the beautiful Oxford, Alabama, nestled in the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains. I'm Nathan Ballpark Meyer, your host today for the day after Labor Day Firefighter Hot Dog Eating Championship of the World. Your two competitors today are Eric the Lamonator Lamons and the hotshot rookie Michael Cairo. Today they will be determining who is the greatest hot dog eater at Oxford Fire Department. The official rules for today's contest are as follows. This will be a 10-minute time limit. You must eat the dog and the bun for it to count, and the most completed dogs and buns win. In the case of a tie, we will go to overtime. Sudden death will consist of a Diet Cola chug. Earlier today, we sat down with the competitors. Let's find out what they had to say about each other. You know, I've been eating for as long as I can remember now. I feel like it's in my blood in a lot of ways. My father was a great eater. His father before him. His father before him. When it comes to eating hot dogs, you know, I just don't know that there's anybody in this competition that can really keep up with me. I'm trying to make it to the national stage. I mean, that's the motivation. I want to see what I've got early on and see if there's something that something I can pursue. I believe that it is. I know a little bit about Michael Cairo and his eating ability, not a lot. From what I've seen, I don't think there's much there for me to be worried about. I think he's in over his head here, and he's going to find out there's levels to this game tonight. With that being said, I don't take him lightly. You know, I plan on eating more hot dogs than the law would allow tonight, and that's just how it's going to have to be. At the end of the day, though, I believe that no matter how you shape this, I'm going to be bigger, meaner, faster, stronger, and hungrier than him. And that's what it's going to take to will me in there. And, you know, in the payout, I'm not sure. We're still working on the sponsorships. This could be as big as Nathan's, you know, as big as Nathan's World Championships eventually. We don't know. I know I'm talking to a mosquito company, a few different people about sponsorship deals. So we'll just have to see what the back end numbers do before I know exactly how much money I'm going to make. But I anticipate it to be a lot. You know, maybe even $1 a dog. I don't know. But so maybe not quite $1 million. Maybe, I don't know. It could be $1 million. Could not be. It just depends on how it all shapes out. But basically, he's in over his head. I'm going to prove to everyone that I am the greatest hot dog eater at this fire department, and we'll see what happens after that. You know, the sky's the limit in the eating world. So I'm excited to get in here to see the venue, test it all out, and just make Michael Cairo pay tonight. He's going to pay with his appetite. He's going to pay probably with vomit. I don't believe he's going to be able to keep up with me on this stage. And my experience in eating, I've been eating longer than he's been alive. I mean, I've been eating since before he was born. So, you know, that's going to show tonight.
You know, I've been training day in, day out. I think my competitor's getting old. It's time for a new champ. I've heard all the haters. They've been saying I can't do it. I ain't going to win. Well, I'm here to tell you that fuels me. I'm hungry, and I just can't wait to get to the competition and blow him out the park.
Wow, folks, you can cut the tension in here with a knife. And it is now time for the main event of the evening. Here we go. The two men, I'm being told now in my ear, are getting ready. They're in the tunnel to make their way to the ring as we speak.
Listen here, little Denny. You think you're going to win tonight? Well, I promise you, I'll eat one more than what you can eat, no matter what. If you want to save face, the door is that way. And that's all I've got to say. Let's start the competition.
Here comes Michael Cairo. You can see him here. Michael Cairo, the hotshot rookie, very confident about today's competition. He appears to be a complete embodiment of stoicism and hunger as he makes his way to his table. Michael Cairo, tonight, when you're standing side by side with me, watching me ingest pounds and pounds of 100% beef franks, you're going to be thinking, what am I doing? Why am I here? How did I get here? With each bite I consume, Michael Cairo, a piece of your soul will leave your body until eventually you are what I'm ingesting. You will be closing in the walls of my stomach, scared, hopeless, and helpless, full. And it will be only beginning, Michael Cairo. You'll never recover from stepping into an eating competition with me, the Lamonator. Just like that, here comes the Lamonator himself. heavy favorite in today's competition. He always seems so ready for the moment. You see him here. He's not taking this for granted. I don't think he's taking Michael Cairo lightly either. No moment of silence before the hot dog eating begins. He's up and in the zone, folks. He has flipped the switch. We are all set here now. And the timer is going. Just like that, we are off. And you see early on, speed is certainly going to be a factor here. Lamonator went with 4 cups of water to Michael Cairo's 3. We'll see if that comes into play later on or not. Certainly a lot of figuring out as they get going with this. You know, eating hot dogs at the ballpark or at a cookout is one thing, but doing it at a world championship level is certainly another. And both these guys know that. They've known that the entire time. As they get going here, we want to take a moment to remind you guys that these are Nathan's All Beef Franks. The same taste, but twice the price. See here, Cairo chugging his water. He went with the sitting technique, which is very interesting. Lamonator choosing to stand, which is certainly more common at the international level, at least. This is, again, just a regional competition. Both competitors started with 16 hot dogs and buns apiece. If they were able to complete all 16, then it would be up to the other competitor to complete his 16, in which case that would be a tie and force the overtime rules that we talked about earlier. Remember, overtime, if we get there, if it is a tie, overtime, you can see placed in front, we'd like to thank our another sponsor, Summit Diet Cola, only available at Aldi, the peak of low-calorie, low-price Diet Coke replacements. If we get there, these are room temperature Diet Coke off-brand, basically, that they would be forced to chug. No shotgunning allowed. Chug from the top of the can, and whoever completes the chug first would then be the victor. If we get there, it's very unlikely that we would. You see a little laughing going on here by Cairo. He's toying with his competition. I believe early on, the big underdog here, the rookie Michael Cairo, is actually starting to pull ahead a little bit. He's drinking out of his patented Spider-Man cup. He said, "Spider-Man, my favorite hero. If he can do it, I can do it." With great power does come great responsibility. You see here the Lamonator. He's struggling with, very, very classic technique there. He's pouring water. That stimulates the vagus nerve, calms the anxieties of competition. You see football players do it a lot. These are world-class athletes here. These hot dogs are really starting to come down. I know at home it may seem like this is slower than what you're used to seeing, but you have to realize this is the regional circuit. They only have to beat the guy next to them. So they both could be pacing themselves based on the other guy's speed. It's very even thus far. Again, remember we started with 16 hot dogs apiece. We are roughly 3 minutes and 15 seconds into this thing. It's going to be real interesting down the stretch because, well, right now they're feeling fine, but there comes a time where you really start to feel the pressure, the meat sweats, if you will, of this. And they're both time checking periodically. They do have a timer in the middle of the table. They can see the time. You can see that they both are checking the time and continuing to eat. The chewing technique is very interesting. Both powerful chewers, not necessarily fast, but powerful chewers. Those are strong-jawed men there. Strong jaws. Good aerial shot view here. We'd like to take time to thank our sponsor, In-House Productions, for handling all of our camera work, directorial opportunities today. We do have a sky lift, the camera on it as well. Many views of this. This is quite the production here. Maybe the best sporting event that's ever taken place at Oxford Fire Station 2.
Not there.
You see this table that they're eating on. This was specifically made. It's a Steiga Master Series Pro ping pong table. Remember, play the best and eat the most. This one is specifically made for hot dog championships. It's a hybrid, available at your local Dick's Sporting Goods. Really starting to feel it here as we move into closer to the halfway mark. This is starting to really wear on these guys, and they're really starting to slow down. The tenacity and the heart and the resilience that comes in once you start to get to this point. They've drinking a lot of water. They've eaten a lot of bread. They've ingested a lot of all beef franks. It's really something, at the first inaugural, the day after Labor Day, Firefighter Hot Dog Eating World Championship, it's something we knew was going to happen. We knew we were going to see them hit a wall eventually. And here they are. They're beginning to hit that wall, but neither are really relenting. Due to time constraints, we have moved ahead to the end of today's competition. What we see here, it was a very dramatic finish, but both competitors finished with 9 dogs, but there are the remnants of the last dog on both competitors' plates. Trying to figure out what happens here. Eric has a little more bun. Cairo has a little more hot dog. The judges are coming in to weigh the options here. Both have 9 dogs completed with the little bit of remnants of what they had left. And dog and bun had to be completed, so we go to overtime. Remember, overtime rules is a Diet Cola chug. Winner take all. Here we go. They must pop the top first. This is so tense. It comes down to this. It comes down to this. Should be a matter of seconds, people, and we will have a champion. They're going to get a countdown. 2, 1, and go. And they are off. Wow, look at this. They're both chugging, Who's going to be there first? Oh, my goodness, the tension. You can cut it with a knife. They're both down. Are they both empty? Lamonator's is. Cairo's is not empty. And that's all it, folks. It's over. Oh, look at that face of a champion. Lamonator walking off. He's really starting to struggle here. But what a dramatic finish. Oh, they do not look well. They look like men who just ate a lot of wieners. This is quite, wow, you love to see that. You love to see that. All the trash talk, the back and forth. And yet here we are. Here we are. We have a day after Labor Day firefighter hot dog eating world champion.
That's what it takes to be a world champion. You know? People see the glutz and the glamour and the fame and the fortune. They don't see what we put into this, and they don't see what it takes out of us. You know, would I do it again? Absolutely not. But am I glad that it's over? Yes. You know, but that's just the thing about high-level sports. It takes a special kind of person to make it to the top of those situations, and I am one.